Hey everyone, Dave from Repairs Rule. So with the repairs, it's not always fun and games, but sometimes it can be. So I got a new toy. I'm going to introduce you to that. Let's go take a look. Okay, so I decided to buy a diode laser. This is the Atezzer. This is the P20 Plus version. So I've got some ideas for some different projects for this. So let me pop it out of the box and we'll get it together. This is again the Tezzer P20 Plus. A couple different things I wanted to kind of point out to you during the assembly of this thing. Again, I'm brand new at this, so I'm not very familiar. These run on what's called the X and Y axis. And I noticed when I pulled the laser across the X axis here that I could feel some roughness that I wasn't familiar with. But I did notice is the more that I moved it, the smoother it got. So again, I'm brand new, probably a common feeling when they're new. So also on the Y, the gantry here is what they call this crossbar. As I pulled it, same situation. I could feel some roughness to it where it glides along the belt. But I'm sure that it's probably normal. And again, I'm new, so I'm not sure what I'm looking at. One of the things, too, I wanted to point out was the routing of this cable. They weren't very clear on the instructions about routing that cable. So what I noticed is that you don't want the cable to come out further than halfway where it attaches to the frame. So this gantry can move freely all the way in and again all the way out without binding that cable. So they weren't clear about it and also about running along the side or top or whatever. So I figured it needed to go along the bottom. And another thing was the cable when it comes up around the corner here, because of the length of the cable, you have to be careful as that gantry comes in and hits that switch down there, which stops it. That cable's very close. So you want to cut that cable across the corner like I did here so it can hit the switch and not cause any problems. So it worked out well. Um, as I move that gantry towards the back, I have clearance all the way back, no binding. So it works out pretty well. Oh, and another thing I wanted to point out, during the assembly of this, I was really impressed on how well this went together. It took about an hour or so, but these holes and screws, they lined up perfectly. And I do mean perfectly. There was no pulling, tugging, anything to make them line up. They all went in exactly the way they should. So that was very impressive. So let's get this thing out to the detached garage and get it set up. Okay, so here we are out in my detached garage. I know these things have to be pretty solid, and I had a metal base that I already had, and I built a little bench for it to put on top of that metal brace, and then I went ahead and fastened it against this back wall. I set it up with my computer setting off of the bench. What I did with this is I had a TV mount that I already had. So I took a TV mount, mounted it to my bench so it elevates the keyboard above. Slide my chair out of the way so I can show you a little better. So as I'm standing here over top of my computer to work or sitting on my chair, I have the laser right beside me, and then right behind the screen is my air assist right here, and I just ran the wires back to the back. Kind of nice. I like it. The plan is here, and why it's here is because it sits right below a window, and it will allow me to build an enclosure, still let light come into the back, so I can see what's going on with the laser easily. So next step is I will be building the enclosure so I can duct outside. So this kind of content interests you, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.